July 3rd. We've got the 4th of July tomorrow, but what is going on? Is $120,000 Bitcoin next? Is there going to be a little bit of a swing down to bear trap people before the move up? What are you doing about it? I know what I've been doing. I've been stacking, I've been holding, I've been doing this content daily to make sure we can help keep you all on the right side of the trend. So let's make sure that we are doing that. Let's stay on the right side of the trend on this one. I'm just getting this retweeted out. Got the puppy in the kennel, so you might hear her whining a little bit. I got the doggy music on the TV, which you'll see behind me, but we got to get into it, everybody. It is, we're going to be off tomorrow, but I got some content scheduled to be posted either way. But everybody hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding the bell. Let's get active on this. Get active in the live chat. GM from Atlanta, where are you tuned in from? Let's make that a habit. Now, everybody, let's get into it. Let's talk about the markets. It's time. Let's go. As you can see, got the doggy TV on the background. The puppy is back there kind of sleeping in the kennel a little much this morning. I don't know how you that have kids, I don't know how you do it. Holy moly, I didn't even turn the lights on. So let me get these lights on. Let's brighten it up here. Boom, there we go. Now you can see me clearly. I can see clearly now. The dog is sleeping. Man, talk about a drain of energy, but she is a lovely little monkey. But we got to talk about the markets. Let's look exactly what's going on because it's going to be a little bit shorter stream today. I'm going on the Milk Road podcast right after this, and then I have some other things I got going on this afternoon. But we got to break down the data because when we look at this, price broke up above $110,000 last night. Made this move all the way up here to about 110,600 bucks, and we got the move down. And people say it's crashing. Where is the crash? Get your terminology correct. This is not a crash unless you're completely in the wrong side of an over-leveraged position. This is a beautiful formation. We are above this resistance trend line that the price action has broken above. It's come back down into tested. It's still holding above this. In fact, as I mentioned yesterday, this would potentially be a bit of a bull trap, potentially a swing down here to get the bear trap to follow, basically the whipsaw pattern before the price action moves to the upside. In this case, we're seeing more strength than potential bearishness. We got the move up, the retest down, the break above this high, a bit higher here. The price is getting a little choppy here. There's a couple questions about what's going on, but the dominant trend is bullish in this. So I'm looking for opportunities to buy dips if we get them. If we get this, this will be a gift. If it drops back below 108,000, down into 107,000, potentially down into the golden pocket of this move, as you see right here, 107. That's the golden pocket right here, 106 to 107. So this would be a gift of a move if the price came there, but I'm not betting on it. I'm counting on, I'm betting on the dominance of this trend to continue to the upside. However, I am prepared if the action does move to the downside. So what are we going through today? Well, first off, acceleration of Bitcoin acceptance is happening right now. I was on a space earlier, heard Matt Hogan from the CIO, Chief Investment Officer of Bitwise, one of the major ETFs out there for Bitcoin, says in the last 3 months, roughly $10 trillion in assets under management. The registered investment advisors basically now have the go-ahead, now have the clearance to push and solicit for Bitcoin investments for that, for all those clients that they have that hold $10 trillion in assets in these accounts. So this is a seismic shift. Yes, we got some of the things underway, like the ETFs, we got MicroStrategy, we got the president of the United States, we got positive reinforcing regulation. It's clearing the way forward, but we still needed the approval of these investment advisors from their chain of command to say, you know what? Yes, Bitcoin, it's 1%, 2%, 3%, whatever percentage it is, they have the clearance to go ahead to start pushing for investment in these Bitcoin vehicles. So this is absolutely magnificent when we're considering, even right here, will this dip a few $100s or a couple $1,000s? In the scheme of things of where this asset class has come from, zooming out, I don't even know why this just zoomed in like that. Come on, bastard. Okay, let me I'm so frustrated this morning. You have no idea. Okay, it's not what I'm trying to do. There we go. Come on. There we go. I'm going to break something, guys. Okay, zoom the mother F out. There you go. God damn it. All right. So we've talked about this, where this asset class has come from, and this 40% dip that felt like the end of the world. And when you zoom in on this and realize it was nothing in the scheme of things, even with where we're at right now, with the case only getting stronger and stronger for Bitcoin, the fact that we have broken above this resistance line, we tapped, basically retesting just under the previous all-time high. And people are a little bit worried here. In fact, it's so bullish, and I'm going to say this, as bullish as I am, as much as I know I have a bullish bias, as bullish as I am, I do see a potential that this comes down, rejects, and comes down into the zone somewhere down here in the hundreds, maybe even testing back down here into the mid 94 to 96,000. There's a very solid chance of this. Now, why would I say that if I'm so bullish? I would say that while I'm so bullish, because when every star aligns in bullish data, it tends to set up a scenario where you can wreck the most people. So do not get wrecked, because you need this to go up right now. As bullish and as dominant as this bullish trend is moving to the upside, and as much as I think that the price is going to resolve to the upside and continue up, there's plenty of work to be done here that could wash out a huge amount of open interest and a lot of just the overhyped speculation of the bullish narrative. So I, again, am not saying price is going to come down and retest the lower bound of this. I'm saying it would make sense if this did completely fake us out, as it has right here, where it's pushed up, broken out above this resistance, and then have a pretty substantial swing low, whether it's down here to the 105s, whether it's down here to this mid-range, 102, 101 range, or even lower to the bottom side of this range. I'm only saying be prepared if it were to happen. So let me delete some of those lines there. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. But we got some other things. We got the $10 trillion of assets under management open to get pushed towards Bitcoin from registered investment advisors, from the CIO, the chief investment officer, Matt Hogan from Bitwise. This is magnificent. But then we also see this, boomers, so many people. This is very, very important. We all talk about right now, this is very important. We all talk about right now how, well, our parents were able to buy houses and see these massive appreciations in value, which now houses are basically outpricing even the middle to middle upper class families. It is hard to buy a house now in any sort of ratio to income that we've ever seen in the past. But this is outlined perfectly from Lindsay Stampier. It says boomers bought homes for $100,000 that are now worth $1.5 million. And this is the difference. Our real estate, the real estate of our generation, of the now, for anybody that has their eyes open to it, is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is about $100,000 now, and it's going to be not only worth $1.5 million in a couple years, not decades. It will be well into the 7 million, into the 9 million, into the 14 million by the 30 years from now. In that same time span that you would have seen a house go from 100,000 to 1.5 million, we're seeing this same real estate opportunity in Bitcoin, getting your claim of a limited resource in the digital ecosystem of which all the world commerce and culture has moved into in a major way. So note that. So when we're looking at the price right here, like maybe this will make a little bit of a dip, who gives it? We need to be stacking. Now, what else we got? We got, I don't want to go, I want to rush through some of this because I got some more important things. This is a bit shaky into the markets. China terrifies the U.S. and officially declares that we will stand with Iran. Now, remember, the majority of their oil comes from Iran, so it kind of makes sense in this case. So we want to just keep our eye on this because things, although feel like they've de-escalated for the time being, we've seen the popcorn effect across the geopolitical stage over the last 3 or 4 years that out of nowhere, the entire sense of certainty or uncertainty in the markets can flip on a dime. And we got the markets very excited and somewhat expectant of a continuation of this bullish trend upward, but things can get shaken up. And if something like this happens where we do get, I got these guys right outside my fucking door. Are you kidding me? Nonsense. Who cares about that? Here we go. The second half of every post-halving year flips the market. Can you guys hear that nonsense right outside my goddamn door? Hold on a second. Well, it was literally, I mean, I couldn't hear it all. It was literally blowing at my door. So, yeah. But it's not, I couldn't even think. It was literally blowing at my door. I'm sorry. You know what? I don't even want to do this fucking stream. I'm so fucking frustrated right now. You guys don't understand what's going on in the background. But here we go. The second half of every post-halving year flips the market. That's this post-halving blueprint for 2013, 2017, 2021, 2025 won't be any different. This is what we saw in 21. I mean, double, look at this, both quarters, green, green, 2017, green, green, 2013, green, green. And we are right in the middle of this while everything is lining up. Everything is lining up for a more bullish follow through for the rest of this year with some stuff across the thing. Yeah, boosted. Give me that fat J, baby. But then we got right here, individuals. This is the difference between people that are making a lot of money in this market and people that are not. Individuals are selling while whales, institutions, corporations, as I outlined yesterday, have been stacking like mad. And then in a few years' time, maybe even a few months' time, people are going to say that all of you that are here right now, all of you are going to say, they're gonna be telling you you're lucky, and you know what you endured. There's a lot of emotional ups and downs and chops and ins and outs and everything that you have to deal with to really navigate this market. But the more you look into the data and get confidence in where this is going, the easier it is to navigate your own strategy and your ability to stack into this market. And the whales and the corporations and the states and the sovereigns and nations, we're seeing them become aware of this in the data of how much they are buying, while look, all of us little plankton and shrimp down here are just selling out. This makes no sense. Hey, you got this. You pulled up. Hey, Haven, Peck, I appreciate you. Hey, sometimes I'm all good. Sometimes you just get a little bit of a confluence of things that happen in the morning that just sets you on edge. And I cannot believe you guys cannot hear that. It's literally blowing right on my door. And so I can't even think. And I'm probably tired because of puppy and the peeing and the pooping and the throwing up. And I love that little guy, but man, it is, I don't know how people have kids. I honestly, I don't think I will ever have kids. I'll love this dog, but that's it. But let's continue on. We got some other things brewing in here. Now, this is where we talk about the setups. We talk about the setups for the next leg to the upside. And shout out to everybody that's here. Shout out to July 4th. Shout out to everybody that's here in America. Everybody that stepped forward towards freedom in any regard, that's fought for it, regardless of what side of any war you're on. If you're fighting for your ideals, that says a lot about you, and I appreciate your courage, and I love you all. I'm a veteran, if you guys don't know as well, retired Air Force, but big love to each and every one of you. But this is what we're looking at right here. Bitcoin is looking ready for the next leg up. And what we're seeing here is the supply active. This is exactly what we're seeing in the engagement numbers on our streams right now. And it's not about the content. That's also what we're seeing in the engagement on these on the active addresses or the inactive addresses across Bitcoin, blockchain, and across the digital ecosystem, where we're seeing corporations and ETFs stacking from people just having a persistent investment flow in the crypto ecosystem. In the active addresses, we're seeing people just absolutely asleep at the wheel. Look at this. In the best time for people to be active, to be stacking in, this is when the fewest number of people are here. So by this metric, you can also say, okay, I'm going to start paying attention when nobody else is. And when everybody's paying attention to get these large spikes like you see right here, then maybe it's time to pull your interests out of the market, whether it's your focused attention or how active you are buying or selling. You can adjust your strategy, this being one component of that. And we're seeing a similar setup here that we saw down here before this next leg up. And we have all these things aligning with the potential Fed cuts, with what's going on with all the tariff and the trade deal stuff coming in to the deadline here in a matter of days. And nobody's paying attention because it's a little bit scary. We're not going to do that. We're going to take hold of this market when nobody else is paying attention. And I do want to just say, everybody, I apologize. I got a little bit testy this morning. I am without sleep and tired. Love this. You can't see it. I keep turning the wrong way. The little doggy back there, but it is wrecked my. It's dominated every bit of time I've had in the last 6 days, 5 days since we got it, and I'm tired. I'm hungry, and I want to be back at the studio streaming. And I got this guy blowing a damn leaf blower on my door outside, so I'm just a little bit frustrated. But you guys are family, and I apologize for dropping some F-bombs and stuff. I do appreciate y'all. Sometimes you just gotta let Uncle Kelly take a little a step off the positivity block, right? But we're back, baby. We're back. All right, let's get into it. What else we got? We got this other on-chain data right here as well, suggesting a buy opportunity. What happens in a bull market over the last 2 years when the average funding rate becomes negative? Well, look at this. This means when the funding rates are positive, this is suggesting right here, when the funding rates are positive, this is a great signal for what kind of activity is going on. When the funding rates are negative, this is a great signal for what type of trade mentality there is. So when you see these things flip, in this case, when you have a dominant bull trend, and it makes sense that you have all these funding rates positive because everybody's betting long, and it's also being met with buyers defending areas all the way up. So the dominant sentiment is bullish. What we see here is even in this bull trend with the consolidation, once the sentiment finally flips bearish, just like when there's a lack of activity like we saw on the last on-chain data chart, this proved to be a great opportunity before the market moved to the upside. We just dipped into that again, and we're starting to see the price action move to the upside. And that's also considering the global liquidity has been just a magnet to the upside for risk assets, including Bitcoin and the stock market. Because remember, the stock market is absolutely ripping after everybody goes, Trump is so stupid, he wrecked the economy. And now none of those people, not one single damn person that was talking shit about Trump has said, damn, maybe he's right. And I'm tired of all that freaking nonsense, one-sided slap down bullshit when you're upset in a moment because you don't see what the playbook is going forward. And this, boom, look at this. And we're only seeing signs, unless we get a black swan, which would have nothing to do with Trump. This is suggesting we're going higher, baby. So let's get into it. Yes, 2 quarters, 2 quarters, 2 quarters. We've only had this 1 quarter. We're coming in to, we're Q3 right now. We got to still wrap this out and go into Q4. But all signs are pointing towards Fed cuts. All signs are pointing towards so much bullishness. Funding rates suggesting now everybody's flipped bearish. And now it's signaled, boom, look, massive upside. Just got that signal again. And then we got right here the liveliness, much like the active addresses. A metric tracking if investors are holding or spending continues to downtrend. Unlike past all-time highs where profit taking spiked, this time investors are keeping their coins untouched, reinforcing strong holding behavior near price highs. So this is looking beautiful. We're seeing the funding rate suggesting everybody flip bearish, and most people are usually wrong. This is about to pop to the upside. We're seeing the historical trends of quarters in the year post-halving, which halving was last year, suggesting more likely than not, at least on a historical trend basis, that we are pumping to the upside. And then we got the short-term holders right here. Bitcoin short-term holder MVRV isn't overheating. It's reloading. The last touch of the bottom of this channel was when price was at $54,000. You want a good chart? You want a good signal? It's all the ingredients of what I'm showing you here on BitLab Academy, from the price action analysis, the key support and resistances, what we're seeing with volume, what we're seeing with money flow, but most importantly, this on-chain data, whether we're looking at long-term holders, whether we're looking at liveliness, perpetual funding rates, which gives you key signal, but then right here, short-term holders, this was $54,000 the last time we hit it. And what happened at $54,000, guys? At $54,000, right in this zone, boom, this is when we absolutely rocket shipped up. So we're seeing a multitude of confluence of chart after chart, of data after data that is screaming, bring me upside. So could we get a dip here? Sure. But because there's so much confluence of data that's suggesting up, I would welcome a dip with open arms and open wallets to stack into that, because that is going to be a bear trap, in my opinion, if it happens. And then, of course, we've also got right here Chainlink just continuing to make moves. More institutional capital flowing into Solana, but I'm talking about Chainlink. But stronger connections to other blockchain ecosystems, supercharged Solana smart contracts via cross-chain messaging and programmable token transfers. Well, Sergey Nazarov explains why Chainlink CCIP on Solana is a game changer. So we're seeing further integrations on two great coins that have amazing, not only communities, but also very tied into the global financial network, especially with some of the major players. So we're seeing the signs of life in the chart. And yes, is it a little bit frustrating when we look at the others, everything outside of the top 10? Well, we're on the upper bound, looking like this is... The next move is going to be the upside. Will we get that dip? Sure. We talk about this. We can watch this dip, option F, from the bottom to the top right there. We got the 382 just below us. But in any of this, I don't consider a dip. If we get another 8 to 10 or 15% pullback on our altcoins, just like we're seeing in Bitcoin, because what we just saw with the Genius Act and stablecoins and the deployment of those, and what's happening with all the integrations across blockchain on every form of business around the world, this is suggesting that any dip we get is more likely a gift than not. So be smart in the way you're stacking and what you're doing, because this market is going to, I mean, even Ethereum got that sort of break out of the zone above these previous range lows. We're kind of up in this territory now. If we get a little sell-off, watch for a bounce at about 25.10, 25.14, maybe a little lower, but watch for a bounce here if this is going to stay in a bullish trend. When we look at Ondo, I mean, this is looking like it's just wants to make that move to the upside. So dips from here, I'd be buying. Tau, same thing that we saw the other day. Many of these charts are looking very similar with this sort of move here. See this? It's all across. It's not on that one. Let's see. There's a couple other here. Even see, we're seeing these, like the bulls, bears trying, the bulls bringing it back, the bears trying, the bulls bringing it back. It's looking like a setup for higher with some stress before we get there. It is a holiday weekend. Tomorrow, there's not going to be any streams, from the Hit Network crew, Discover Crypto, BitLab Academy, Blockchain Basement. I got some stuff that I have scheduled that will be put out, but I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. I love you. Today was the morning stress stream. So big love to you all. This is family jam time. I do appreciate you. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, ding the bell on your way out. I got to roll. I'm heading over to the Milk Road podcast, and sharing some stuff there. Now, you can, I got the dog music on for the dog that's sleeping in the kennel behind me, but I love you guys. I appreciate you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a wonderful, safe, happy July 4th. Adios, everybody.